Sometimes you don't know why, but your eyes pause exactly at 11:11, or at 3:33, or 22:22. It's not just chance. There's something in those numbers that touches a string you didn't even know you had. A vibration not from the outside, but from within, as if an older layer of your awareness already knew. These are openings. Echoes of something you once felt, but couldn't name. Long ago, numbers weren't used just to count. They were used to remember, to anchor invisible emotions into matter. Each number is a tone, a melody that runs through the body without going through the mind. And when a precise combination appears, something turns on. You don't understand it, but you feel it. In your chest, in your skin, in the silence between thoughts. Because maybe numbers weren't meant to be read. They were meant to be felt. From the moment you arrive, the numbers are already waiting. They're in your birth date, in the place you live, in your ID, in your footsteps. But no one told you. They're also hidden inside your emotional story. Every number carries a specific vibration. Some calm you. Others make you uneasy without reason. It's no accident you repeat certain numbers, or live at door 11, or work in office 7. Something in you is either calling them or running from them. And that pattern, which looks external, reveals more about you than any test. The frequency that lives in a number becomes a mirror, but not a logical one, an emotional one. It tells you things you can't explain with words, only with sensations. You feel it in your back, in your stomach, when you see a certain digit. Companies in the world choose names, logos, and prices that resonate with certain numbers. Not for marketing, but for something older. Look at prices. $9.99, $77.44. Look at the days chosen to launch something important. License plates, phone numbers, postcodes. Everything vibrates. Everything emits something. Even in the ordinary, numbers whisper. It's no accident when a number keeps repeating in your life. It's a pattern, and patterns hold memory. It's not direct influence. It's a silent conversation flowing through your subconscious, leaving traces. The numbers aren't outside of you. They live in your blood. And the deepest part of you hears them. Even if you don't know why, you feel they're there for a reason. There's an ancient way to uncover your personal number frequency. A formula that isn't superstition, it's rhythm. Add the digits of your birth date until you get a single number. That's your soul number. Then, convert each letter of your full name into its numeric value and add those. That's your personality number. The gap between the two is the invisible tension you've been carrying. an emotional friction you may have felt your whole life without knowing how to explain it. Many people live without ever aligning those inner codes. That's why they feel they move forward, but something always pulls back. They want to, but can't. They push, but the current goes the other way. Some things can only be understood when felt. And when that inner code begins to align, something changes. Not outside, inside. In what you can't see, but always sense. But the body doesn't lie. Even when the mind hesitates, the body already knows. Some feel dizzy just by seeing the number 13. Others feel calm with 8. It's not superstition. It's resonance. And if you pay close attention, you'll notice something. The most meaningful moments of your life often happened on days that followed a pattern. Dates that felt random, but carried a quiet sequence underneath. Not everyone sees it. Not everyone wants to. But once you see it, you can't unsee it. Some room numbers feel strange for no clear reason. Some digits repeat in dreams, as if someone deep inside is whispering them in a forgotten language, one your mind doesn't understand, but your body does. And that wasn't the strangest part. Because sometimes, what unsettles you isn't the number itself, but what it brings to the surface. Maybe the key isn't to resist those numbers, but to listen to them, to make space for what they carry, because they didn't come to scare you, they came to remind you, to reconnect what once got fragmented. Maybe numbers are fragments of a message you left behind in other versions of yourself, or other times. And now they're returning, like reality itself wants you to notice again. Because numbers aren't just around you, they live inside you. They vibrate through your blood, waiting for the perfect moment to remind you of who you were before forgetting. Some come when your guard is down, others repeat so much, you can't ignore them anymore. You knew it, but you forgot. And in that instant, when a number cuts through you, it's not just a sign, it's an invitation to read between the lines, to feel between the sequences, to return to yourself. Some people change their phone number and suddenly, something in their life rearranges. Others move to a new address, and things start flowing differently. It's not coincidence, it's frequency, it's vibration. It's an ancient language written with shapes, heard through emotion, and answered through choice. Every number around you, every sequence you've chosen or inherited, emits a subtle tone that shapes your energy field. The number in your environment might not even be yours. It may have been placed there, but you can change it. You can reconfigure the melody. You can choose a sequence that resonates with who you are and with what you're starting to remember. And maybe, just maybe, when you do, something long asleep inside you wakes up. Something that was only waiting for the right note to return. Maybe they were never just numbers. Maybe they were messages, dressed as coincidence. 11, 11, 333, 7, 13, 33. Not superstition, coordinates from something deeper, not made for the mind, but for the body. Because numbers never spoke with logic. They speak through sensation, through silent spaces of the body that remember what the mind has forgotten. They often show up right before a choice, or in the middle of a thought you thought was gone. Sometimes you notice them and pause. You don't know why, but something inside listens. And once you feel it, you can't go back, because deep down, you already knew. Maybe not with words, but in rhythm, in silence, in a language that doesn't explain, but vibrates. They weren't just numbers, they were echoes of you, calling back from another frequency. If this resonated, it wasn't the first time you heard it. Hidden Code Yacht.